If you follow the standard advice, go to school, get a safe job, save 10%, and retire at 65, you are mathematically guaranteeing a life of financial stress during your absolute best years. The average person in their 20s is broke, drowning in consumer debt, and just hoping things magically work out for them someday. I didn't want that, so I completely ignored normal advice. Instead, I used a very specific set of financial principles to essentially buy back my freedom. If you want to actually build wealth, escape the rat race early, and take complete control of your life, here are the 20 money rules you absolutely need to learn before you turn 30. Rule number 1, define your exact why. Financial freedom is thrown around on the internet like a cheap buzzword, but the reality of getting there is brutally hard. It requires sacrifice. If your why is just, I want a Lamborghini, or I want to look rich on Instagram, you are going to quit the second things get tough. You need a visceral, emotional reason. For me, it was never having to ask a boss for permission to spend time with my future kids. It was the ability to travel without checking a PTO balance. If you don't have a deeply rooted reason to get rich, you're not going to make it. Rule number 2, calculate your exact freedom number. Most people think they need $10 million to retire, which paralyzes them from even trying. You don't. Your freedom number is actually incredibly simple. It is your monthly living expenses multiplied by 12, and then figuring out how much capital you need invested to generate that amount passively. When you learn to lower your expenses, your freedom number drops drastically. Financial freedom is just a math equation, not a lottery ticket. Rule number 3, assume popular finance is wrong. Take a look around. The average person is exhausted, in debt, and living paycheck to paycheck. So why on earth would you follow their financial advice? If your goal is to have an extraordinary life, you have to embrace doing weird things. You have to eat differently, shop differently, and work differently than your peers. If everyone around you thinks your financial habits are a little crazy, you are probably on the right track. Rule number 4, front load the pain. Society pays you for the value you provide. If you can front load a couple of years of your life with extreme, relentless effort, working late nights, learning high-income skills, building a side business while your friends are out partying at the bar, you can compress decades of wealth building into 3 to 5 years. Suffer a little bit right now so you don't have to suffer for the next 40 years of your life. Rule number 5, build systems, not goals. Setting a goal to save $10,000 this year is cute, but human willpower is a highly finite resource. If you have to consciously decide to transfer money into your savings every single paycheck, you will eventually fail. You need systems. Set up auto transfers so your money disappears into an investment account the morning you get paid before you even see it. Systems win over goals every single time. Rule number 6, target a 75% savings rate. Yes, that sounds absolutely ridiculous, and yes, it requires massive life changes. But remember, we aren't aiming for a normal life. If you can push your savings rate to 50, 60, or even 75%, you are buying your freedom in record time. Every single dollar you save and invest is a little piece of your future time bought back from a corporation. Rule number 7, optimize the big 3. Stop reading articles that tell you to cut out your $5 morning latte to get rich. It is mathematically insignificant and it's terrible advice. The big 3 are housing, transportation, and food. That is where 70% of your income actually goes. If you can drastically reduce what you pay to sleep, drive, and eat, you have won the money game. Optimize the big levers first. Rule number 8, house hack. This is the ultimate cheat code to tackling the big 3. Here's how you do it. Buy a 2 to 4 unit multifamily property using a low down payment first-time homebuyer loan. Live in one of the units and rent the other ones out. If you run the numbers right, your tenants pay your entire mortgage. You are now living for free, building real estate equity, and you just wiped out your single largest monthly expense. Rule number 9, drive a 10-year-old beater. Buying a brand new car in your 20s is a wealth-destroying trap. The depreciation will eat you alive. Instead, buy a reliable 10-year-old car in cash. Drive it for 3 years, take good care of it, and then sell it for almost exactly what you paid for it. You effectively just drove for free. Leave the flashy car payments for people who want to look rich but are actually broke. Rule number 10, calculate your cost per use. Stop buying cheap garbage just because it has a red sale tag on it. If you buy a quality $50 shirt shirt and wear it 50 times, that's $1 per use. If you buy a $10 fast fashion shirt, hate how it shrinks in the wash and only wear it once, that's $10 per use. The cheap shirt is actually 10 times more expensive. Buy quality things between you and the ground. Shoes, tires, mattresses, and stop buying junk. Rule number 11. Use the 30-day rule. Impulse buying is a financial disease. If you see something you want online that isn't a strict necessity to keep you alive, put it on a list or leave it in your digital shopping cart and force yourself to wait 30 days. If a month passes and you genuinely want it and can afford it, go ahead and buy it. But 99% of the time, the dopamine hit fades, you realize you don't need it, and you completely forget about it. Rule number 12. Avoid unscalable side hustles. There's a time and place to trade your time for an hourly wage, like delivering food or driving for Uber just to keep the lights on. But if you want to build real wealth, you have to disconnect your time from your income. You need a scalable side hustle, something that pays zero at the beginning but has infinite upside later. Think software, digital products, YouTube, or an agency. Rule number 13. Learn to work, not just to earn. In your 20s, the skills you acquire are infinitely more valuable than a tiny bump in your hourly pay. Take a job that pays slightly less if it means you get to shadow a brilliant entrepreneur, learn elite sales tactics, or master complex video editing. Those skills will compound and pay you millions of dollars later in your career. Stop chasing the extra $2 an hour and start chasing the knowledge. Rule number 14. Assign yourself a massive hourly rate. I challenge you to start valuing your time at $100, $500, or even $1,000 in your own head. Once you truly start to believe your time is worth $500 an hour, you will physically not be able to sit on the couch and watch 3 hours of meaningless TV. You will stop doing low-value tasks. You'll hire someone to mow your lawn for $40 so you can spend that hour building a business that makes you $4,000. Rule number 15. Learn sales and marketing. Everything in life is a funnel, and everything is a sale. Asking for a promotion is a sale. Getting a date is a sale. Getting people to click on a video thumbnail is marketing. If you learn human psychology and how to persuade people ethically, you will never be broke a day in your life. It's the ultimate fail-safe skill. Rule number 16. Create content around your expertise. The internet is the greatest leverage tool in human history. Whether it's a YouTube channel, a newsletter, or a blog, building a personal brand allows you to productize yourself. Even if you fail at first, you learn video editing, copywriting, and analytics. Best case scenario, you build an audience that prints money while you sleep. Rule number 17. Invest in yourself first. People love to argue on the internet about whether they should put their first $1,000 into crypto or the S&P 500. It's a joke. A 10% return in the stock market makes you $100 for the year. Big deal. But if you take that $1,000, buy a course, learn a high-income skill, and start a freelance business making an extra $2,000 a month, your return on investment is astronomical. You are your best asset. Rule number 18. Leverage OPM, or other people's money. Most people are terrified of debt because they only know bad debt, credit cards, student loans for useless degrees, and payday loans. Wealthy people use good debt. They borrow the bank's money at a fixed low rate to buy cash-flowing assets like real estate. The asset pays off the debt, puts monthly cash flow in their pocket, and inflation actively eats away at the value of the loan. It's a financial superpower. Rule number 19. Automate into index funds. Stop trying to day trade. Stop trying to buy the dip or time the market. You aren't a hedge fund manager, and even the greatest investors in the world recommend index funds for the average person. Set up your accounts to automatically buy low-cost index funds, like the S&P 500, every single week or month, regardless of what the market is doing. It's called dollar cost averaging. It's boring, it takes zero effort, and it quietly creates millionaires through the power of compound interest. Rule number 20. Define your enough. This is arguably the most important rule on this entire list. Modern society is designed to keep you on a never-ending treadmill. If you don't define what enough looks like for you, you will hit your goals and immediately move the goalposts. You'll make your first million, and then suddenly you'll want 10. You'll buy the dream house, and then you'll want the mansion. Define your finish line. When you have enough, you can finally stop playing their game, and you get to start playing your own. And that is what true financial freedom actually is.